Hello, my name is Drew Pickles and today I am going back in time to visit Gertrude Baniszewski. Now you may be asking, Drew, who the hell is Gertrude Baniszewski? Well, I'll tell you. She is a sick cunt who in the 1960s took in a girl named Sylvia Likens and convinced her kids and some neighborhood kids to help torture her to death for absolutely no good reason, except to be a cunt. Just some of the abuse she did was allow her kids to shove a Coke bottle in her vagina, allowing her daughter to kick her in the genitals, locking her in the basement and refusing to let her use the bathroom, extinguishing lit cigarettes in her skin, using a hot sewing needle to tattoo the phrase "I'm a prostitute and proud of it" in her stomach, giving her baths in scalding hot water, tying her up in the basement and hardly feeding her, and making her drink her piss and eat her shit. Granted, that last activity I find personally swell, but I am a sick fuck and besides, I'm not real. This actually happened, and in real life forcing someone to eat shit or drink piss or doing any of these other things to them is not swell in the slightest. In fact, Sylvia died as a result of this abuse, and was only 16 when she passed away due to cerebral hemorrhage, internal bleeding, and shock, making this case of abuse particularly sad. As you may have guessed, the reason I am going to visit Gertrude is to exact some revenge in her and her kids Drew Pickles style for treating Sylvia as they did and leading to her death. To do this I will first need to use my time machine dildo to go back to the 1960s. However, first I will have to show myself the true definition of a sick fuck for calling myself a sick fuck, and it will sound like a how can you anally sodomize yourself? Yes, managers, even I cannot call myself a sick fuck and get away with it. So, when I do it to you it's nothing personal or this is a swell concept. How come I haven't done it in any video up to now? Suck my own cock. Like licking the poopy off my penis from inside my asshole. One thing which kind of sucks about this is the fact that I cannot suck my cock and fuck myself in the ass, because I only have one cock. Huge. Okay, that's enough sex time to come in my ass and visit Gertrude already. Peg that was narcissistically swell. Anyways, when I get my time machine dildo I will shove it up my ass and go and with that I will be in the 1960s. When I get there, the first thing I will do is go to Indianapolis and ask a policeman where I can find the house of Gertrude Baniszewski, and he will tell me her address and I will thank him. And before I leave I will tell him to be on alert, as I feel there is a crime about to be committed, and he will say thanks for the tip-off. But how do you know that? And I will say let's just say justice is about to be served, and he will say okay, and I will walk off and head towards Gertrude's house. Now you may be wondering why I didn't seduce him, and the reason is I need him to help arrest that cunt when I'm done, plus I have a higher mission in this episode, so I'm not going to just fuck everyone I come across. Anyways, after walking for what seems like the amount of time it takes for the school year to be done but is actually less than a millisecond, I will become bored and whip out my mastodonic 300-mile-long penis and stroke it like a to then come like bag that was swell and random. After this I will keep walking and soon I will get to Gertrude Baniszewski's house. When I get to her house I will rap on the door with my cock like knock 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 knock, and then some young girl named Paula, who is Gertrude's daughter, and partook in the activities of kicking Sylvia in the genitals and forcing her to shove a Coke bottle in her vagina like a dildo will answer, and I will say I'm her to see Sylvia Likens, and she will say Sylvia ran away, and I will say liar liar, and then pull out a lighter and ignite her pants and say pants on fire, hem on the pants in fire, and she will begin screaming and running around. And I will let her do so for like 5 seconds, then come all over her to put her out like I need her alive to suffer for her crimes. Bag that was sadistically swell, and she will say who are you and what did you do that for, and I will say I am Drew Pickles, aka your worst nightmare, and I did that because of what you did to Sylvia, and she will say I didn't do anything, and besides I told you Sylvia ran away, and I will smack her in the face with my cock and say don't lie to me you fucking bitch. I know she's in the basement being tortured, because I am from the future. Not that you will ever know that, because you will not see the light of another day when I'm done with you, and she will get up and threaten to call the cops, and I will say go ahead and call them. I'd love for them to check the basement and see what you did to Sylvia, and with that she will realize she cannot call the cops, and a look of fear and hopelessness will appear on her face, and I will see you look fearful and hopeless. Good. Remember this feeling, because this is how Sylvia feels every day, and then I will proceed to knock her out with my cock like smack 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 smack. Paula was 17 when this happened, so she was old enough to tell right from wrong and needs to suffer for not going to the police. Smack 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 smack. Paula also used to be Sylvia's friend before the incident, making how she treated Sylvia that much more despicable. Smack 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 bag that lost swell, and after I ever knocked her out I will approach the basement door and beat on it like a pack and break it down and proceed to go into the basement. When I get there, a bunch of kids, who include Gertrude's daughter Stephanie, her boyfriend Coy Hubbard, John Jr., and some other nameless neighborhood pricks who like to pick on her and abuse her. Also present in the basement will be Sylvia, who will be naked and tied to a bed and looking in pain and hungry. When I enter the basement, the boys and girls will stop abusing Sylvia and turn towards me and say, "Who the hell are you?" And I will say, "I am Drew Pickles, the gayest man in the world, and I am here to see Sylvia." And then they will say, "Oh boy, would you like to help us abuse her?" And I will say, "No sir, you sick cunts. The reason I am here to see her is to save her from this horrendous household and teach you sick assholes a lesson for what you're doing." And then they will get scared and try to call Gertrude, but I will seize the opportunity. When they open their mouths to break the laws of physics, stick my cock in all of them at once and force them to suck it like glur 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 glur. I'm such a pedophile now, but at least it's for a good cause. Glur 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 glur. I think you will agree. This abusive pricks deserve nothing better than what I'm doing to them. Glur 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 glur. I am coming and making them drink it. Swallow 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 swallow. Bag that lost swell, and then they will say, "You sick fuck, you are a disgusting pervert," and we are going to tell Gertrude, and she will torture you like she did to Sylvia, and I will reply, "Sick fuck, did you just call me a sick fuck?" First of all, I may be sick, but at least I don't torture girls in my basement for no fucking reason, or even for a reason. And second of all, I will show you the true definition of a sick fuck. Actually, scratch that. You already know what a sick fuck truly is, because you all are truly sick fucks and need only to look in the mirror to see the true definition of a sick fuck. But since this is a Drew Pickles video, I have to show you the true definition of a sick fuck anyways, so I will do just that by gathering them together and raping them like a pedophilia. I know Justice Seeker usually doesn't have me rape people in his Drew Pickles videos and rather has me seduce them, but these kids are so sick I cannot simply seduce them. That would not be doing the proper justice. Sticking a Coke bottle in your ass and vaginas and even your penis holes like a dildo so you scream in pain like you're putting out cigarettes in your skin like you did to Sylvia. Tying ropes around your arms and legs really tight so you cannot move and then fucking you doggy style or okay, enough rape, I'm coming. Bag that lost swell. After I have finished raping them, I will turn my attention towards Sylvia and tell her that everything is going to be okay, and then proceed to use my cock to cut the ropes binding her like and then I will get out my healing dildo and tell her to open her mouth, and she will say, "No, don't put that in there. I thought you were saving me," and I will say, "I am saving you. I just raped the shit out of your attackers, didn't I? Now please trust me and open up," so she will, and I will then put it in her mouth and it will heal her like heal. Don't worry, it's never been used before, so it's clean. I'm sorry I had to use a dildo, but I had no choice, because I'm Drew Pickles and everything about me is dildo associated. Bag that lost swell, and with that she will be as healthy as she was before she was ever abused, and she will thank me and I will say you're welcome and give her some spare clothes to put on, and she will just have put them on when the cunt herself, Gertrude Baniszewski, will waddle down the stairs and say, "What the hell is going on here?" before she notices that I have freed Sylvia and say, "What the hell is this? Get back on the bed and tie yourself up, bitch, so I can torture you for trying to escape." But I will say, "No fucking way, bitch, because I won't let you harm her anymore," and she will say, "Oh, you faggot. This is the 1960s and it's Indiana. I am going to call the KKK to come here and lynch your faggot ass." But then I will say, "And just how do you plan to do that when you won't even see the light of another day?" And before she can react, I and Sylvia will strip and rape her like a Sylvia is exacting some well-deserved revenge. Sticking your Torture devices up your ass and vagina like dildos. Beating you upside the head with a blunt object like a Sylvia is putting your nipples in the clamp of a set of jumper cables and forcing the clamps down in them so your nipples get crushed. This is so sick, but she fucking deserves it. Now back to raping her. I am so going to need to take a shower after this for fucking a woman. Actually no I won't, because Gertrude is not a woman, she's a monster. Beg that last swell, and then the police will come and take Sylvia and her sister Jenny, who also was abused but not as severely, to their parents, where they will be safe, and they will send Gertrude and her kids to a maximum security prison and put them in the rapist section of the prison so they get raped daily for the torture they did, and they will award me the penis medal for outstanding services to the country in the name of stopping child abuse, and that will be ever so swell. And then I will use my time machine dial to return home like and I will tell the Barney Bunch, who are Barney, Ronald McDonald, Hack the Penis Clown, Dick the Clown, the Quaker Queer, Buster Baxter, Arthur Reed, and Clifford, among others, what happened, and we will have a sex orgy to commemorate the justice served. Oh boy, that's one super duper hyper diaper swell, as all hell in the Wisconsin Dells, if I ever do tell, while getting gas at a shell, as I scream and yell. I think I shall do all of that right now. I'll see you all later, my swell viewers.